everyone, and thanks for joining me. I'm here at Bingley Five Rise on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal for a very, very special event. Today is the 21st of March 2024, and it's the 250th anniversary since the locks opened. The day they opened, there was a crowd here of 30,000 people. It's unimaginable, isn't it? But today is the 250th anniversary. I'll be going down the locks on a boat. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm glad you can join me for this very, very special experience. I'll be telling you more about the locks as we go down, telling a little bit about their history. The drop is actually 59 feet 2 inches, which is about 60 feet drop. That's less than 20 meters. Rain isn't expected today, but it is just trying to rain at the moment, which is rather annoying.
I must first of all thank the Canal and River Trust for inviting me to take part in this 250th anniversary celebration, and for the wonderful opportunity to pass down through the locks on a wide beam canal boat. The Trust has a difficult job maintaining 2,000 miles of canals, locks and infrastructure, so any financial or volunteering support is always welcome. Bingley Five Rise Locks are situated in the Aire Valley, West Yorkshire, on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, which links both cities over a distance of 127 miles. It was the first of the Transpennine canals to be started and the last to be completed. The locks were a major feat of engineering at the time they were designed by John Longbottom in about 1773. This is the boat we are using to go down the locks, seen here after our descent.
I'm on the boat now. We're just getting ready to set off. We'll soon be descending Bingley Five Rise, and what a treat that's going to be. We're just entering top lock now.
Opened on 21st of March 1774, the first boat down the locks took just 28 minutes. I understand coming up the locks takes about 45 minutes.
We're going through now into the second lock.
This is Nigel, who will talk to us later on. The locks have been Grade 1 listed since August 1966 under the list entry of Leeds and Liverpool Canal Five Rise Locks with overflow channel. They are the steepest flight of locks in the UK, with a gradient of about 1 in 5. Having a rise or fall of 59 feet 2 inches over a distance of 320 feet. The locks are connected as a staircase flight without any intermediate pounds or side ponds. The lock chambers are 14 feet wide. The lower gate of each chamber forms the upper gate of the chamber below. Each gate consists of 2 half gates, hinged from opposite sides of the canal. The 2 halves close in a V shape, pointing upstream, and water pressure on the uphill side keeps them firmly closed. Once the water level is equal, the gates can be opened and a boat moved to the next chamber.
We're getting on very well now. I think we're in the 4th lockdown, is that right? Yep. Closing the gates behind us.
These are scissor paddles. You'll hear more of these later. Extensive restorations were carried out in 2004 and 2006, and again in 2012 when new lock gates were fitted. The new gates are made of English green oak and together with the balance beam weigh more than 5 tons. The intermediate and bottom gates are some of the tallest in England. A full-time lockkeeper assists boaters through the flight, and out of hours they are padlocked. The top lock is also kept locked whilst the lockkeeper is elsewhere on the flight.
I'm now in bottom lock. Just one more set of gates to open. And then we'll be exiting Bingley Five Rise. What a great trip it's been. What a treat this has been. I never imagined years ago that I'd be coming down Bingley Five Rise. See here the paddle arrangement. This is the final set of lock gates that has opened. On the left here is the bywash. There is a channel that runs down the left hand side of the locks as we come down. This is the overflow here, as it were. This diverts water into the canal from above. Very shortly we're going to turn the boat around. We're just making our move now. Hi Bill, thanks for talking to me today. Would you like to say a little bit about yourself and explain some history of the locks?
Well, my name's William Froggatt and I work for the Canal River Trust as a heritage advisor here on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. And today we're celebrating the 250th birthday of the iconic Bingley Five Rise Locks, one of the 7 wonders of the waterways, identified by Robert Eggman back in the 1940s. And they started building the canal in 1770 at Skipton on the 2nd of December and started heading towards Leeds. And in 1773 they opened the first section linking Skipton to Bingley. And then the following year, 1774, they opened the section from Bingley, including the Five Rise, down towards Shipley, including the Three Rise. And at the time of the opening, the local newspaper described the technology on this length of canal has been some of the noblest in the universe. They eventually finished building the canal 46 years after they built it, after they started in 1816. Primarily, I think the aim was to move coal and limestone. If you look at the route of the canal, you'll see that there's coal at either end, and the canal goes through an area called Craven in the Dales, which is renowned for its limestone. The most common article carried on the canal was coal. When the canal arrived in your town, it was a moment of great celebration, because a canal boat could carry 30 or 40 tons of coal, and it immediately meant that the price of coal in your town was halved. So that enabled, if you like, the Industrial Revolution to happen. The canals and this canal were the foundations of the Industrial Revolution.
Would you like to say anything about the scissor paddles on the lock?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I understand they're quite unusual.
Yeah, this is what we call a staircase lock. It is the steepest flight of locks in the country, and a staircase lock is where the lower gate of one lock forms the upper gate of the lock beneath it. And like I say, it was built in 1774. Really, by 1774, staircase locks were already out of date technology. And the reason for that is that a staircase lock is very inefficient in the amount of water it uses. You have to empty 5 locks to get one boat up or down it. And boats obviously can't pass en route. So in terms of water usage, it's quite inefficient. The main type of lock gate on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal is what we call a piggyback balance beam, which you might be able to see on the lock gates behind me. And the reason for that is because originally they had on these gates scissor gate paddles. The traditional or the most common type of gate paddle on a lock gate runs up and down on a ratchet. But these scissor paddles that were common on this canal were known as scissor paddles. And they pivoted halfway down and rotated left or right to open the gate paddle, let the water through. And there are still scissor paddles on the bottom 2 locks at Bingley, but they're pretty rare elsewhere along the canal.
That's great. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
All 5 locks must be set before beginning passage. For a journey upwards, the bottom lock must be empty, with all the others full. The reverse is the case for a boat descending. When ascending, the gates close behind the boat, and using a mix of ground, scissor and gate paddles along the flight, water from the above chamber fills the chamber that the ascending boat occupies and brings it up to the same level as the next lock. This process then repeats all the way to the top. When a descending boat enters a lock chamber, the water level rises slightly and the excess overflows via a side channel into the overflow channel or bywash, which runs down the full length of the flight.
The second boat will shortly come out of the top lock. The boat has now exited the lock. The swing bridge has opened. What an adventure everyone has had today. Many thanks again to the Canal and River Trust for arranging this for us. Been quite a number of vloggers of one sort or another here today. We've enjoyed the companionship and friendship of fellow boaters, CRT volunteers and staff. It's been really wonderful. Nigel, it's very good of you to talk to me today. Can you tell me a little bit about the role of a volunteer lockkeeper along here or any other canal you've worked on?
Yeah. Well, I signed up as a volunteer 2 seasons ago, 2 summers ago. And first of all, you have to just apply through the CRT website and then go and do an induction day and then do some online training. And then essentially as a lockkeeper, I'm trained on the job by a qualified passed out lockkeeper until such times as they feel that I'm ready to be passed out myself so that I can become a fully qualified lockkeeper. The CRT now being a full-on charity that relies on people such as myself and many other people who are doing good jobs, not just lockkeepers, but people who are doing all the groundwork and environmental work. So there are lots of opportunities for people to volunteer to help out on the canals all across the country. Yeah.
Thank you so much for telling us about your role.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Many thanks for watching. To finish, we're going to ascend the locks at speed. Until next time, take care everyone.